A great coach means someone who really cares. We're talking about big brands, and I think we need to attract those brands in order for us to take the sport to the next level. We need big leaders. We need people with a lot of brain and connections.
Hello, I'm Jelle for Calisthenics Worldwide, and today we are at After Swap, the jam of the year at the park in Madrid. Here we will have a conversation with many athletes about how they make a living in calisthenics, and we want to have this conversation because we think it's very important to grow the sport, for athletes to get around and that they have the time to train, and also that they can inspire others to do the same. So let's see how calisthenics athletes make a living. Last year when I saw you battle Histrov, it was one of the highlights, and also for him it was a highlight to battle you, so it was amazing to see. Today we are asking calisthenics athletes how they make a living, so we're very curious as well to hear how you make a living.
So basically I do is mainly from coaching. So I'm a personal trainer in Dubai. I also have a few sponsors. So one of them is actually Optimum Nutrition, which is a protein whey brand. So they do a lot of supplements like creatine, energy kind of drinks as well, and anything about supplements for sports, which I actually like them. I've been with them for over 2 years. And yeah, it's we're like a family. I like this kind of sponsors.
So how long have you been doing the coaching for?
8 years now, so a little bit more than 8 years, 8 years and a half.
Yeah.
So basically I first started doing workshops, like when I first started to win the first world championship.
Yeah.
I started to make workshops all around the world. So just sharing my knowledge, sharing my experience as an athlete, but also how did I progress fast, and giving some shortcuts to people kind of.
Right.
And then it all started from that until eventually I moved to Dubai, and now I'm doing more personal training, which is one-on-one training.
Yeah.
I also do online, which is digital. So basically, I have long-distance clients where I also this is one of also my incomes, where wherever I am in the world, I can still coach people online. So that's actually something that I really like.
Yeah. That is super nice, and we've seen other people make a living from online and stuff as well. So this is super nice because you can also travel, and calisthenics athletes, they travel a lot, so if you can do everything on the go, this is super important. You said yourself that you have a lot of knowledge, so you give people shortcuts, you save them time, you get them more quickly to their goals, and that is what's but do you have other tips for coaches on how to make a good living from calisthenics?
For me, a great coach means someone who really cares. I think a lot of people care about making money, but the money will come if you're passionate about what you're doing. You know what I mean? When you build a nice relationship with your clients, when your clients eventually become your kind of like your friends, like your family. You know what I mean? When you show that you care about them and you really focus on the small details, can go wrong. You can automatically build a whole empire from that, because people know that, people appreciate how much heart you give to them.
Yeah. That is super important, and it's very nice how you focus on that. Also, Histrov said the same, that you shouldn't focus on the money, you should just go from passion, go from the heart. And I feel the same when you speak about this, and this is how we do it. We add value to the athletes, to the future athletes as well. So what do you think more that the calisthenics scene needs besides good coaches? What else do we need to grow the sport more and more?
I think now the main lack is about reaching bigger sponsors, big brands.
Yeah.
Like any other sports, for example, you can compare to football, to golf, to any big sport. They are all full of, say, their t-shirt is full of sponsors and big names, not any kind of sponsors. We're talking about big brands, and I think we need to attract those brands in order for us to take the sport to the next level. Yeah. So I think this is what I think is the main lack right now.
So how will we attract these big brands?
For example, these kind of organizations, the World Championships are getting, as we see, crowded and crowded. We see every year we're gathering. I mean, they are gathering more people, and it's amazing to see that more people. Just hear the background. For example, 5 years ago I came here. No, 8 years ago, my bad. I came here, and we didn't have the quarter of the people that is behind me right now. So that means that the sport is growing. There is definitely more exposure to the sport, and eventually it's all about the word of mouth. You know what I mean? We need leaders. I think we need big leaders. We need people with a lot of brain and connections, because this is everything. Networking is also a big factor in terms of connection with big brands. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. And then you are talking about swap, for instance. So this is a freestyle competition, and of course you also have like static competitions. Do you also think that the power of calisthenics is that it has something for everyone, like also, for instance, street lifting and endurance as well? Is this something or do you think that, for instance, freestyle has more appeal because it's more appealing to the eye as well, for maybe outsiders as well?
I think like it can be for everybody. You know, when you talk about football, the sport itself, there are different categories. You know, there is the one that is in a smaller, and then there's the one big, and then there is the freestyle as well. The people that are actually very good, and there are fans for everything, right? So I don't think like we have to focus on, like, let's say on creating, like, for example, more categories than that. I think like what we have is really good. It's very attractive to a lot of people already. I think like, again, it's just a matter of time. It's about, let's say, unifying everything, showing our power in all these categories that we already have implemented over the years. Because as in a few years from now, 5 years from now, I am 100% sure that the sport will be in a whole different level.
So we need athletes to unite, coaches to unite, everybody just like up the quality.
Keep sharing the passion, you know, keep sharing the passion, because the people feel this. And this is how we've been growing. We've been growing only through sharing our passion. And if we make it to that level where already people are making a living from this, I mean, of course, not everybody is doing it yet, but eventually I think like if we just keep going in that level, sharing our passion, sharing what the body can do, because it's also human power. When you see a human just performing something that it's unimaginable, it's insane, bro. You see like, wow, like the human body can do that, so that's inspirational for people, you know?
Doing the impossible and making it possible. Exactly. Like this is very amazing. And also, you are training at the gym, or you own your own gym?
No, I train at the gym. I'm a coach in the gym.
Right. So do you think that the future of calisthenics is also dependent on that there will be more calisthenics gyms? So for instance, when people start these as being an athlete, maybe as a coach, they start a gym, and then, for instance, they have a specific gym for statics or for...
I mean, gyms are always a good option, for example, for people to take the freestyle, for example, to the next level. Because if we train here, under these circumstances, will be like we have a hard ground, it's easier to get injured, right? Also, the fact that you're with a coach, with someone, it will make you progress, avoid injuries, and make you progress faster. But at the end of the day, gym is also a business. So they will be caring also not only about the growth of sport, but also to just grow as a business. So, I mean, it has the pros and cons. I wouldn't say like it's the main factor. If we have the more gyms, the sport will go to the next level. I don't think it will be really an answer. I will still say that the sport just needs a little bit more of recognition from big brands. And then when we have, for example, these brands eventually investing in our sport, then it doesn't matter if we have gyms or not, we will just get to the next level.
Very nice. Yeah, I also thought of it because I think in a video of Youssef Moro, he said that he wanted to, in Morocco, create a big gym where they indeed also the safety of it, being able to do freestyle and learn it as being a beginner with mats and with safe environment as well. So I think it might help, but I get your point, and I think in the future we need this recognition. And I hope if everybody stays united, it will happen, and that all of these like people get inspired by the athletes like yourself. So keep doing your thing, man. It was a very nice talk. Thank you very much.
Really appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you.